They say I'm crazy, the way you got me open, baby. They say I'm bugging, the way I'm time sweating your loving. They all sit and wonder why this feeling I cannot hide. It ain't a question of pride. It's love. It's love.
Yo, bro, got my shirt on.
It's love. It's love.
Ain't nobody here.
They say I'm tripping, the way you got my whole life flipping.
It's called repurpose, Mr. Junkie.
They say I'm losing it, just can't seem to keep my grip, baby. We all cry when we feel pain. When love is gone, we're not the same. It ain't no question of brains. It's love.
Okay.
It's love.
Hey, man, wait till you see the full picture, man. Check out the shirt, bro. I love it. You did your thing, man. Great job. All right. So what I'm just doing real quick is dealing with these legs and the camera because I actually have a problem. I got a real big issue. And so my issue is I went and got some legs for this zv-e10, and I realized that if you buy cheap, you're going to get cheap. Okay. And a lot of times the more expensive things actually they're missing something, and somebody comes out with something cheaper, more affordable, but it's still missing the quality of the more expensive thing. And so what I actually ended up doing was with the zv-e10, I took it out for a test ride on my bike. I had it in my camera bag and it was dope. So look, I'm putting this here so I can show to upgrade your skills. All right. So let me drop the camera just a little bit so you can see the shirt. Okay. And make sure you see the shirt. I moved the chain so we keep that there. Mr. Camera Junkie. And so what happened was I took it out and I tested it and I like it. I ended up using the kit lens, but then I was like, the kit lens is missing something. Something was there I didn't like. So what I did was I took the Sigma 16 millimeter just to see, okay, what am I going to do about it? I like it, but it's heavy. And so it's really not, I mean, if you're stationary and you're somewhere, this is good on the camera, but it's still heavy. All right, so bypass that. Now let's go to, I ended up finding this Tamron lens, the 1120. And when I say this baby is light, she looks good. She's got bokeh. It's not a Sigma bokeh, but it's still good. Right? You see that, Gary? Upgrade your skills. All right. Shout outs to Gary. Of course, Mr. Camera Junkie. And some Samsung users know this best. So the issue was I like my zv-e10. It's really so dope. I do not now have to take this big thing right here, show it to you. I don't have to take this big thing and move it around. And that is, oh, really? That's what we're doing? Okay. So the camera's got to go off and back on. Okay. So let's go to the jib. I don't have to take this guy right here and take this big monstrosity out. Now, this is the camera to take out. My A7C, she's got the Sigma 2470 on there. Great situation. except for when I'm taking this guy out, it's heavy, which I don't really mind. But trying to shoot self, that's when we get into what I want to talk about real quick, and that is the selfie stick. Okay, and so let me move this out the way. And these are I call them the pro selfie sticks. So what I did was I got two, and the one I got, this one is like $100 some bucks, and this one is only like $60. The problem, the good news step, first of all, is this guy is actually pretty dope. And this guy right here is actually, Richard, what's going on, bro? This guy right here is actually dope. And this is the JJC. Diana, glad you mentioned this. I saw it. And this is pretty dope. This is your true, tried and true Sony, okay? This is the Sony model of it. And I actually had the Ulanzi bottom quick grips on the bottom to put the camera on there so we can just snap it in as such like that. And it's on the selfie stick. Now, watch me here. I got my selfie joint right here. So this is dope because you got this guy and you can hold it out here. And if you watch the video on my Facebook page with me and my wife at the table, I was actually using a stick. I had the stick on there and I'm using the camera. It's great. Take your little, thing out here and, you put your lens on there and you coming in and you're looking at yourself. All right, great on this JJC. The other cool thing is, as my buddy Diana pointed out, this actually comes off. So think about this. If you're on your, if you got the camera in selfie mode and you're doing like this, right? And you go and you put it on the stand and you're going to take a picture of yourself. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit of those adjustments later. So let's zoom out. Okay. You put it on there by itself. If you're like far away from it, so check me out here. If you're far away from it, right? This thing is over here. You're back here. So the remote on here is basically only for in your hand on the Sony. So you're literally going to hit it and it's in your hand. But if you want to sit that down on the tripod, you have the remote here so that if you go away from it, you can set the camera up and you can press the button and control the camera from a distance. And then you take this right here and you put that right back on here. Good. Now here's the problem with the Sony. You can't remove this. So basically, if you have this guy, which costs double the price of that, you basically only going to hold it in your hand and do a selfie shot, take photo, movie and all. It's for your arm. It's for the extension of your arm itself. It's for holding it in your arm and putting the camera out here and filming yourself. The JJC actually allows you to do more. Now, here is the problem, and I'm going to jump right to it, Mr. Camera Junkie. The problem with the JJC is it's built like garbage. I'm sorry. I hope the people from JJC are watching it. I hate to say garbage, but don't go cheap on the plastic. You guys could have won if you just put the metal on it and put the price up, because you have a remote that you literally would have came at Sony's neck just doing this. Even if you left this piece of it right here plastic and made this part metal, you'd be straight. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a close-up of the bigger issue here. Here is the problem. Now look closely, and I think the lens can get in on there. This baby is plastic. Now I'm going to show you the camera. I'm going to zoom out just enough, and I need you to see how much wiggle room is in there. And you cannot tighten this. Who in the ham sandwich wants to try to hold a camera with that much wiggle? Do you see the gap in here? It's plastic. All of this up here is plastic. There's no way to tighten the pivot point, and it does this. Now, on your tried and true Sony, and the reason why you pay the extra money, I'm going to take this out. Shout out to Ulanzi, and I'm just going to move this and put this right over here. Sammy, what's going on, my man? Did you get your camera? And you figured that, right? You got me, Camera Junkie. So look at this. Right here, Sony, it's 30. No movement. Look at that. See how it's moving the whole thing? Because this is a harder plastic. Don't get me wrong. Even this is plastic, but it's a harder plastic. And in here, the mechanism, you can tighten it on this side. So you even have a tightener to tighten this thing over here. And right here, when you change the position, it locks. So when you move it, it locks into a position. Now look at the whole thing's moving. If I go, watch the clip. If I take this and put it on the JJC, which I thought they won, look at all that play. Look at that. That play is a whole problem. Look at that. So here's what happens. And I'll show you guys what happens. I think that, let me see if this camera's working over here. Let me see. Mr. Floater, are you working? Mr. Floater, are you working? Okay, she's stuck over here. I'm going to do this. Alexa, turn cameras off. Alexa, turn off cameras. All right, she's going to turn those off and turn them back on. This camera will come back on. Hang on. Yeah, this camera's on. Okay. And let me turn them back on. Okay, so see this guy right here? It's just going to stutter for a second. Look at this. So imagine you're doing a selfie, right? You cannot tighten this. So I really need the people to know. Look at this here. Let me see if my floater camera is back on there. Okay, good. It's on. So look at this here. I'm going to show it to you. Look, see, my gold matches Mr. Camera Junkie. See this right here? I'm going to get you a close-up. Look at this. This is what this stick is doing. I am appalled. I am so appalled. So I literally got this. I was so excited. I'm like, oh, let me try this out. I got my remote there. I'm all good to go. And then I go and I hold this up. Now, mind you, people, understand, I don't even have a lens on it yet. So matter of fact, let's just go and man up. We're going to take and we're going to put the 16 millimeter Sigma lens on here. All right. 16 millimeter. We just going to throw this on here for the heck of it. So got the 16 millimeter. Let's snap it in. Another thing, if you have this little Peter Cottontail thing on here, be very careful that you don't get all the little fuzzy into your lens, because it will happen. Okay. So, okay, got it. So check this out. I'm going to put the Sigma in here. Come on, you. She got it. Okay. Let's get the fit. Okay. Sigma lens is on here. This is a major problem now, and I'm going to tell you why. Get up. Focus. Focus, you. Okay. Now, look, here's the major problem. With this lens on here, see all of that play in there? That is not happening. There's no way I can tighten this, people. You hear the plastic. Look, listen to the mic. And this is not even a condenser mic. See this? This is too much. Now look, I do have the Peak Design sitting on here, Mr. Camera Junkie, Lewis. But listen, I'm going to try to hold everything tight, but listen. See that? That's so much play in here. It's absurd. And so I'm going to go back on Amazon and I am going to say, do not do it. This is the first time I'm literally going to do a 2-star. The reason why, I will give it 2 stars on concept, mimic of design. But if you put any kind of weight on this, I mean, I wouldn't even put a phone on this. You literally, let me see if I can, okay, I'm going to get closer for you. Okay, check this out. Check this out right here. As a matter of fact, let me zoom in closer. Look at this. See this right here? All of that is playing there, and it's plastic. So let's just say, Sammy, it's a defect, right, of some sort. Even if it was a slight defect or something, this is going to eventually come loose. Now, here's the good news. You can take and you can pivot this. You can move it around, right? It opens just like the Sony. You put the legs out. Beautiful, as you saw already. But see, it's plastic. I don't even feel comfortable opening this. So I warn people, in the words of my boy Doc Rock, be very careful when you buy cheap. So you can do this. You can turn it sideways, do the long mode and stuff like that. But they came with a nice concept, but they missed it. Okay, when I say they missed it, they missed it. This right here was worth it. And so basically what I have is a extra remote that I can use for one of the other cameras around the room to, zoom in and out with a remote. But as far as this stand, it's useless. Just sit it and let it go because you can't use it. So this brings me back to the reason why the Sony is your better bet. So let's change this guy out and let's put it on the Sony, the solid stand. I mean, this is solid. Look at this here. Look at the camera. It's rocking. Okay. The camera, look at the camera. You see that? It's literally rocking. There's no stability right there. So I'm going to take this off of here. Oh, it was locked. And we're going to put it back on here. Okay. And people, this is a no-go for me. The JJC, do not do it. Here's another thing. When you take and you put it together like this and you hold it as a stick, look, notice how it doesn't actually collapse well. It doesn't like fully collapse. So see that, the gap in there? It doesn't do the collapsing on there. So it's like, it's spongy like. It doesn't like sit in there. So I literally had to open this back up and then try to pop this in here and then open this and sit it back here. And it's just too much. Would there be any screws under the cap so you could tighten? And here's the thing. That's a good word, Rich. There's like, you only have these screws or whatever, but there's nothing to tighten the mechanism underneath here. And on this side, this is just the button to pivot it. And I thought maybe like, okay, you can pivot. And then over here, I was looking over here. That's just an arrow to say that the thing twists over here. But this itself is not a tightener. So you can't tighten this thing. Now, it's not really rocking side to side here, but it's rocking forward. So the weight of the lens. Now, look, there's literally like a little split right here. If you can see that, there's like a little split up here. And so the whole foundation of where this rocks at and how the lens would sit on there is totally, and when I say totally, it's totally unstable. And so I noticed it because I was happy to get both of them at the same time. They came out and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go live and show. Like literally, listen, you literally can hear this rattling up at the top. So again, look, let me see if I can pull this shot in right here. Okay, look. I get as close as possible. See that bend? Okay, matter of fact, the camera can show you the gap. If you look right down here, over here, you can literally see the gap. Let me turn it the right way. You can see the gap in there. I'll put it over near the mic. See over here? You can see the gap in there. And it's just, even if I hit them up and say, hey, this is not tight, and they're like, oh, that's a defect, we can tighten it. Just think about the camera, the weight of the camera and your Sigma lens on there after a while and moving it, it's going to get loose again. So here's the good news. Sony didn't build theirs like that. And this is why there's some things that you just can't cut corners with. This feels way more solid. It's not plasticky. This is metal. But let me give you one thing that does work. On the back of here, on this one here, here's where they hit it at. Two things. The JJC has got the remote that you can detach. That would have been nice if Sony did that. But let's go a little bit better. Here, they got grippies on there. So when you hold the camera, it's way more, let me back this up. This is way more secure. So this is not sliding out your hand. The only problem I have with Sony is when you close this with the legs, you just got to smooth back here. So God forbid you touch your tires with some arm oil on it, or you put grease on your hands or put cream on your face, you literally have a slip slide situation. But I mean, with your zv-e10 or whatever camera, you're going to hold this sucker good. You're kind of going to want some grip or something because this can be a little slippery, the Sony version. So if you listen closely, I'll put it on the mic. If you listen closely, you can hear it like, okay, that's smooth, right? Let me show you this other guy. Put the legs out. It's real quick. Pop the legs open and listen to this. Notice that this got grip on there. So where Sony failed at, they don't actually have a grip on the back where you're gripping the damn thing at. Put a grip on a grip tripod. Okay, that's the only thing Sony missed. And I think because to make this sturdy, you can't do this with a Sony. And for most people, if you're going to put the camera down over here and move over there, just take your phone and hit the record button, throw your phone down. So you kind of lose that advantage of taking a remote off of the stand, keeping your camera here, move away, and then hit the button and walk off. I mean, that's a good trade-off for a better, more solid, sturdy stand. I can't even use this as a secondary other than just sitting it in one spot and just let it go. Thanks, Sammy, my dude. You really, it's nothing else you can do for it. So here's the deal. I will do this. It's just I don't feel like doing all the shipping. But if somebody just really wants a kickstand tripod, I mean, maybe inbox me, let me know you have a reason for it. You want to use it. Don't ask me for it and you already got tripods all over. But if you kind of really are desperate for one and you kind of like, look, I just don't have a budget, I wouldn't recommend that you buy this. Honestly, that's just a Keith Pelzer. I don't want to offend JJC. Maybe I should have reached out to them first, but the honest to God's truth, and I'm not hating on them, I'm just saying I couldn't recommend this because it is flimsy, it's jacks. So let's get down to some other things that I like, because I did say legs and lenses. So these are the legs. So Keith Pelzer is saying this. JJC came with it. It was a good thought, good process. Everything else is the same. The tightener here, you tighten it on. But again, that's too much. So here's what I thought. I said, okay, I'm going to get a different lens. So shout out to Tamron. I got a Tamron lens. Okay. Tamron. So I got a Tamron and it's the 1120. Okay. Now, if you look at it in size, I'll take this off here real quick. Let's put the back on here so I don't get them all dirty. Here's the Tamron and here's the 16 millimeter. Now, here's the Keith Pelzer issue. What I noticed with the zv-e10 is this. I put the kit lens, the little cheesy kit lens. I call it, the Sony kit lens. And hot trash, exactly, camera junkie. I took the regular standard Sony lens, the kit lens, right? And my wife and I, we went out. I had the kit lens, and I'm like, I want the bokeh effect on there, right? So Elaine, my girl, what's going on? So with the kit lens, I'm like, it's dope, but I want to make this pop because my wife looks so good. I want to use the best lens on my baby. So I'm like, all right, I want this to pop. So, and I want the bokeh effect because we were at a bar and I wanted to milky the background. So I had in my bag the Sigma 16, right? So I threw this on the camera. Great. But I'm like, damn, this thing heavy. Okay. It's kind of heavy. So, and then I want the zoom because with the kit lens, I like the fact of having a zoom. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not zoomable remotely because it's not a Sony lens and it doesn't have all those features that Mr. Camera Junkie can explain much better than me. We'll probably have him pop on and talk about it in a second. But here's the deal. But I still wanted to be able to turn and zoom in and out and get the shot. Now, let me tell y'all something. The 11 is fire. And guess what? Just because you want me to, I'm going to plug it up. Okay? I'm going to plug it up. So if you want me to put the 11 on there, just say plug it up. Okay? Matter of fact, whether you type it or not, I'm going to plug it up. Deandra Blake, how are you? So listen, I'm going to put this on here. And this is the Tamron lens. I just got this Tamron lens today. Don't tell my wife. And I'm going to plug it up because I do have my cord plugged up. So this is HDMI camera link. Okay, cam link. It's not the straight USB. We could talk about that later. Check out Live Streaming Pros LP. Check out Loria, and she'll tell you why you kind of want to stick with the cam link if you can. Okay, so all right, Richard, here we go. So let me find the button for that guy. So where's the button for him? I put a button on here. So this right here is that guy. And if I move it one more, there we go. This is the zv-e10, everybody. Okay, so it's kind of bright now because my camera settings are different. But this is the zv-e10 and it's the Tamron lens. Now, let me try to hold it steady for y'all. Sorry for all of this. But check this out, right? That right now is at 20. Watch this 11, people. Watch this. OMG. See how much space I got on that? And when I say, and let me show you in perspective where the camera's at. Here's the room. See this here? Let me pull in so you can see where the camera is. Plug that ish. Listen, LP knows what she's talking about exactly. So notice where I have the camera in proximity to where I am. Let me get to the jib over here. Where's the jib at? Okay, Mr. Jib. I didn't program the jib. Mr. Jib is not, the time cam is not programmed tonight. But so here's how far I am away from the camera. You see how far I am right there? and that's at 11. Okay, so I have an 11. So matter of fact, let me put it at a 16 so you get perspective. I'm gonna put this Tamron lens at a Sigma 16 distance, and here it is. You know what? I need to just program a button to do it. So let me go to my float cam, and oh, good. I did put a joint on here. Okay, so there it is. So that would be a Sigma 16. This is what I had on when Tina and I were in the shot. So Sammy, understand, I had to take and put my hand out here all the way out. So I'm going to, it's shaky because I'm holding in my hand and there's no stabilization there. So here's the shot of how far I had to extend to get this right here. Okay. I had to, you know, at 11, you like that 11 millimeter? I'll go back to it. So this is where I had to do it at 16 with a Sony 16 millimeter lens on it. Get over here. Okay, let me see. Okay, that's where I had to do it at right there. So I didn't program a button, but here it is. So you see that there? That's 16 mil. Now I'm gonna go to 11 with my arm extended out. So arm extended out, and let's go to 11. Okay. Boom. There's the 11. Look at how much room I got with the 11. So mind you, this is why you're going to like this leg and lens setup. Because right now, sorry for the shaky shake again, this lens and leg setup, again, shout out to Upgrade Your Skills, Mr. Camera Junkie right here. Look at that. I got the camera. Now look at this. I literally have the camera on my chest, right? And that's an 11. So I'm going to go to the jib so you can see where I'm at. Look how close I am to the shirt. Come on, Mr. Jib, come over here. Look how close I am to the shirt. I'm right here. I'm right here on the shirt. I love it. So let's go back to him. This is where I'm at on the shirt, right here. I'm that close to him, right? So understand, when I pull this back and extend, if I'm going around with a selfie shot, I'm downtown, I want to show a lot of the background, I want to get me in the shot. Look at how far back my hand is. And Sigma doesn't have this. Tamron has it. And it has the 1120. So you can mimic what you do with the 16 millimeter. Okay, you can go to 20 and you have a lighter lens. This Tamron lens is lighter than the the Sigma 16 millimeter. And so, yeah, the kit lens is fine. But if you want to get some quality, and it's a tad fish eye, if you will. I want to say when I had it on the jib, Camera Junkie, it did seem like that. So I guess me and you can chop it up on your knowledge of lenses and what you see with it. But I like it. Let me put it on full. I'll go to a brand new screen and go to full so we can see what exactly it's doing as far as, so let me go in this floater here and I'm going to make another scene. There's the float zoom right there. And then let's make one more scene. I'll duplicate that. And that scene right there, let's go to camera number 8. Okay, no, don't do that. Undo. Jeez, man, you gotta love Ecamm. Okay, I'm going to camera number 8. Here it is. Okay, so check out this. Here is a full thing without my borders around it. So you get all screen of what the 11 is doing. I'll put it at 16 once again so you can see. There it is at 16. So if you had the Sigma 16 millimeter on there, this is what you're getting at arm's length. And so think of my situation. I had my wife in the shot with me. So our shot, it's on Facebook. I'll put it on YouTube. I got some straight treats. It'll be up tomorrow because I'm going to edit it tonight. So now with the camera just at arm's length and it's me and baby girl in the shot, we're talking, it's going to give us a tight one. But if we want to open it up a little bit more, we put it on 11 and I can get 2 people in the shot, okay? And you get more background, you get more height, you get more depth. And so compared to the Sony 10, 18 millimeter, I prefer this look. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, I got it. And this is what I like to do. Because I can justify the cost, sell some other products and kind of flip them and review these. I'm glad to be able to help somebody out. Don't do the JJC. Just don't do it. Save the money up, ask for a donation, pony up, and get the Sony tripod remote stick. Okay, get that. Because it's sturdy, it's solid. So right now, the only rocking that's happening is the rock for me moving the camera. it's not extra rock because it's loose. A couple other things. Yes, I'll show you this. You can turn. You can do stuff like take this guy, pivot, turn it sideways. You can hit this button right here and just move the camera. Hold it straight up. You can do it this way to hold it selfie to yourself, whatever, when you pop the leg out. So if I'm filming somebody else, like I was turning the camera on my wife, I can just turn it out this way. And I'll show you from the look. See, I can just turn it this way and do the shot like that. And then if I want to turn on myself, you just hit this little thing at the bottom and you just turn the camera around. Well, I lost it. Okay. Yeah. You just turn this around and you back on yourself just like this. You want to sit it down. The legs pop out super easy. And Mr. Jib, follow me down here. And you just take and you throw it on the desk. And it's all sturdy. Okay. And you're simply done. Again, what I love about this whole situation is with, let me go back to it. Let's go back to it. Okay. So with this whole floater thing here, again, that's the 11. Look at how much room we got around here. And let me see. I'll go this way in the room so you can see how it does have a little bit of a bokeh effect, but not much. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me pull this here. Once again, this Elgato stand is the bomb to be able to move it around and shift it around and move it. So it's not doing a whole bunch like the 16 millimeter on the bokeh effect, but it's great to me. So if you're just vlogging and you don't need all of that, you're not doing a movie shot, with this combination set up with this tripod, and then with the zv-e10, I literally don't even need to pull out the A7C anymore. Now, nothing to me is better than the 2470 millimeter Sigma lens. It's still like the bomb. But for just running gun, talking in the camera, a step up, microphone and everything, just use it with the cat tail on there and all of that. I think this is it, okay? And so today, what I discovered is getting this 11 to 20 Tamron lens is the bomb. So I'm gonna put the 16 millimeter on here so you can see the difference. Let's just go straight 16 millimeter. Let's put him on here. Sorry, people. Come on, you. Okay, so look. Now this is the Sigma 16. Don't get it twisted. This is still the bomb. This lens is still it. But there we are with the arm extended. Let me move the mic out the way. But here I am with the arm extended, and notice this 16 millimeter is really only going to pull me in the shot. Now you do get a lot more bokeh in that background. Sorry about the lighting and the settings on this camera. I didn't really set it. Shout out to Diana Gladney. I didn't tweak it and watch a video. But if you notice, it's giving you more blur in that background. If you see that sign behind me, it's kind of blurred that background way more than the Tamron lens. But depending on where you're shooting it at, you won't have to worry about it. I did test it outside, and outside, it does blur a lot more of the background outside when you have a more of an open scene. But right here, the Sigma lens is going to do more of a bokeh effect. But here we go. Let's pop this guy off. Tested the new blur background. Now that's a good thought, Sammy, because in the camera, we probably can just throw the blur background on there. Okay, so notice it cleans this up a little bit more. But notice, okay, it's still chopping that a little bit. It's still giving a little bit of some kind of bokeh. And there is a slight fisheye in there, camera junkie. There's a slight one. So now here it is at 11. Notice how much it's getting. You got the camera over there, you got the window, and you got everything all the way around here. Okay, how many Sigma 16 millimeters do you have? I only have one, Sammy. So just a 30, 16 millimeter, and the 24 to 70. That's all the Sigmas I have, Sammy. And now 2 Tamron lenses, but one of them is a telephoto up there. So let me put this Tamron back on here. Yeah, so I'm actually a Tamron lens fan right now. I'm really a fanboy of these Tamron lenses. So let me go back to my other guys. Sorry about the the picture settings on there. I just been farting around with it, so I'm sorry. I have not set it, people, to do what it needs to do, something like that. But if there are any questions, I mean, y'all can ask me any questions about these stands. But again, my warning: do not do this. If you don't have a Mr. Camera Junkie shirt, if you're watching live with Keith Pelzer on the Convos, but I'm shouting out my boy. I don't have t-shirts yet, and I'm not in a rush to do any. But right now, Upgrade Your Skills is one of the dopest shirts right now. I think I need more than one so I don't smell funky tomorrow wearing the shirt all the time trying to match the gold SM7B mic. I'm just keeping 100%. Okay, so I'm fanboy of this. Look at this. Gold, shine, pop. A little bit of yellow going on, my dude. Are there any questions? All right. If there are no questions, I am going to sign off and probably jump in on something else. We got Sammy Superstar. You said, oh, nice. Okay, it's one button. Try it with the stock lens. Okay, maybe that would work. You know what, Sammy? I think that the buttons on here, you can do it. Matter of fact, there is a defocus. I did turn it on. So let me see if that actually helps. Okay, so I did a defocus here. Let me see. Let me push the button. Okay, it's switching something that says clear, but then if I hit this, it says defocus, but I don't see it doing too much of a defocus, and I don't know if it works with other lenses. So let me see. How are you connecting to your computer, your Sony? Are you using a cam link or are you running just USB-C? I actually have this on the cam link mic. The reason why is because I tried it with the USB when I first got it. I pulled it straight out of the box, and I wanted to check it. So like a combination of the MV7 straight USB into the computer and seeing a dope camera that you can put all these different lenses on it straight to the computer. But to keep it short, answer your question, I'm going through a cam link. So matter of fact, here we are. I'll just show it to you. So the camera here is, I got him coming out of here and it's going into the cam link underneath here. Right down in here. So yes, we're on cam link down here. And we have the camera on that. Now, I did do it with the USB, and it looked great. It wasn't bad at all. Hey, let's get off of here, people. Okay, there we go. So we did it with the USB. It looked great, but yeah, it just wasn't something that I was gonna keep up with. Hey, what happened there? I'm sorry. I just did something. I'm sorry. So, okay, I'm in preview mode. Let me go back to, boom, I hit the button. That's something that Keith Pelzer does that I forget to do sometimes. Okay, now we're back on track. But yeah, Mike, I hope that answered your question. The USB-C looks great. I will admit. Those of us who are real meticulous about how our streams look and whatnot, definitely I would just get a cam link. Laura LP, we call her, from Live Streaming Pros, she actually has a great YouTube video on the difference between, and she did a side by side, and you actually can look at the difference and see it. And so I'm just kind of a stickler on try to go your best quality as you can. But if you're on a Zoom with people or you're just doing a quick, impromptu live or something, the USB is great. So it's a great piece. Kevin, it's good to see you back, man. You're back from vacay. Okay, James, I think USB is only 720 as well. I believe that is to be true, James, because I think I tried to test it to see going through that. I think the difficulty is when you go through that, it's kind of registering it through whatever you set eCam on. So it's not going to say that the picture that you pulled in the eCam is at 720. It's just going to give you something and you're trying to roll it at 4K, but you notice the difference in the quality. You definitely notice the difference in the quality, but it doesn't suck by any means. It actually does look good and you can get away with it. So I'm getting the zv-e10 in the mail. Yes, Sammy. Amen. So you got a zv-e10 coming, and I know you already have your cam link. Is that correct, Sammy? Because if you have your cam link already, then you're straight. You're good to go. And so Sammy will be back in action. I saw an A5100 too. If you're doing, Sammy, you don't do a lot of camera switching. One other sidebar for everybody, once again, I had this conversation with the guy in the store today, and I took, you kind of show off. So you take your Peak Design bag and you throw in your zv-e10, and then you have your whatever camera you have. So my top camera would be the A7C, and then I got my zv-e10. So I go in the store and I'm like, oh, all right, here I got my, I want to get a lens for the zv-e10. He's like, oh, you have one? He was like, oh yeah, we got them in stock. And I'm like, oh, I have one. And I'm like, yeah, I got the white one. Just, okay, I'm not a bragger. I'm just like, yeah, let's brag a little quick. Because the salesman, they trying to sell you stuff, and they just trying to throw you stuff, and then they try to find out how much you know about cameras and all. Because if they find out you know nothing, they'll keep trying to take you up and, oh, get a memory card. Oh, get a cord for this. Oh, you're going to need a tripod for that. And they selling you some old cheesy tripod that you don't need. So you kind of let the people know, I know what I'm doing. You pull your stuff out. So Sammy, he wanted $300 for it. I thought that was a good price. So there was another guy in the store, and I actually had to pull up my YouTube channel to show them how I do camera switching and show them, because the guy's like, yeah, I'm trying to do a multicam setup. And I'm like, yo, you need to get that A5100 that he got sitting here. And the guy's like, oh no, you're trying to do this and do that. And I'm like, dude, I know what I'm talking about. I've done this. And so this whole time you guys are watching me right here, A5100. Does it really matter? I don't need bokeh. I don't need Sigma lens. I don't need a full frame, more expensive camera, nothing like that. And matter of fact, this lens on here is the kit lens for a full frame camera. Okay, that's what this is on here. It's the kit lens for the full frame camera. This camera right here, it's an A5100. Okay, no need. The camera sits up there all the time. It's not doing anything particular. Shout out to Ecamm. There's the zoom in shot. Okay, it's fine enough to get the point. If I'm saying, hey, look at the lights here, look at the screen, look at the other mic hanging here, A5100, I got these for like $250. It takes care of it, lowball. Okay, this guy right here, once again, this camera, I'm trying to show something on the desk. It's an A5100, Edelkrone. Shout out to Edelkrone. You got the, the pivot thing on there. You have the flex tilt. Okay, and you have the swivel. I got it on the slider or whatever. It's a kit lens on an A5100 and with a cam link. Does the picture like super suck just to say, hey, look at the mic stand? Get an A5100. Let's go up to the wall. Let's show the whole room. This guy right here. Hey, look, see the music note? And this is how you light a room up. See my overhead light? An A5100 with a kit lens. Amen. Good. Now, your main camera. I'm doing this here. This is the main space that you spend. You want the autofocus on 100. You want different things to happen. You want to be able to change the color. You want to be able to do all of this stuff. Well, that's an A7C, but whoops, here's an A6100. Great shot. 30 millimeter lens on the Sigma. You pop it right there and you go here. There's no need to spend a ton of money on multiple cameras. Okay, you spend the money and you get that one super dope camera for what you need it for. If you're like on that prosumer tip, then go ahead, get an APS-C, top end APS-C that you can, and get you a full frame. Go for it. After that, if you want to sit around streaming, doing all of this stuff, do not. Okay, listen. I am not the Ustreaming pro. I don't have 10,000 subscribers and all this and that. I am a successful songwriter, producer, Grammy Award winning guy. I'm a creative, and being a creative, I'm saying it now, and y'all going to remember months from now when people are like, oh, Keith is dope. I said, do not spend all that money on multiple cameras. Okay. I said it. Okay. I said it. I'm done. That's all I'm saying. So I gave a secret, a tip, a hint, that if I'm on an interview a year from now, somebody's like, oh, give me a secret. Everybody that's watching me now can say, Keith said, do not blow your money on a bunch of cameras to switch shots. If you want to get the new top end Sony that's coming out, go for it. But don't get it to say, oh, check out my overhead shot. I mean, who the heck cares if this is a zv-e10 up top? It's sitting in the air, people. Okay, here it is, right here. That's the camera. It sits there all the time. Okay, now in the words of Diana Gladney, I love her point too. Hey, I'm not buying a camera just to hang it in the air. So she doesn't care about those shots. Okay, but for people who need those or whatever, yeah, just get you a nice used camera that nobody's thinking about. Throw it up there and get your shot. Okay, that's the Keith Pelzer rant. Y'all, Sammy, you know I always do that rant. Camera Junkie, you know I'm gonna hit that rant every time. That's just what I do. Okay, Dean Reynolds, what's going on? Sammy, yeah, I am a musician, man, but that is my rant. Okay, you could use the M50 for that shot. Yes. Now, here's where it gets tricky though, because there are people that will say, and they're right, well, I can just throw a phone up there. Yes, you can. I could throw a GoPro up there. More power to you. If the GoPro gets too hot, it's too many hoops and hurdles that you got to do and blah, blah, blah. Okay, but if that's all you have and you don't do overhead shots a lot, I mean, yeah, use your phone. I mean, you got an extra iPhone sitting around. Just go ahead and do it. I would say just go ahead and grab it and do it. I am intimidated now. Listen, the bearded man, I do not have... What do I got to do to get the ZZ Top type, joint going down? It takes me until December to get it at least... Let me pull it in. It takes me at least to December to kind of get it at least down here. Okay, so it's going to take me a while. I do kind of groom it and, I trim it and stuff like that. I did cut it down earlier in the summer, but I'm trying to get it, it's getting there. It's getting there. And so just y'all pray for me, man. I'm really trying. But people, once again, I'm going to have a video up tomorrow, and I didn't shoot this with Tina and I, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to shoot this with me and Tina. Okay, stop trimming it. Okay, step one. Thank you. Stop trimming. I got to stop trimming the beard. That's okay. My bad. Listen, I'm trying to learn. So don't trim it. You saying don't even just leave it go and just brush it and, what else? Just condition it, wash it, brush it, comb it, and just stop trimming it. Look, bro, I'm ready. I want to front my beard by the end of the year, and I want it to be at least like somewhere like here. You know what I'm saying? I want to get it somewhere like here. I like that look. I'm 50 now, man. I gotta do something. I'm upgrading my skills, so I'm going to stop trimming my beard. Thank you, Dan. All right, step 2, a good quality beard oil. Okay, then we're on the path. Check that out. See that? Camera Junkie, you got a nice beard, man. I'm feeling that beard. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it together. Hey, one other thing. These, so I stopped using the Edelkrone quick on and offs because they were getting on my nerves. This, Diana Gladney hit it. The Yolanzis are the bomb. I mean, literally pop the camera off and slap it right on the other thing. Done deal. I bought a bunch of those and I'm good to go. I'm done. Questions? Any questions? I gave Tom Buck my secret. I told Tom Buck what was going on. He did ask, and a couple of people asked. So the microphone, I'm going to reveal what happened with the microphone. Okay. So with the microphone, I was getting mad because, let me see, I'll just turn this around because Tina and Heather, they both got their custom microphones. And so I kind of got a little angry. Let's get him over here. I got a little angry because I want a custom microphone. However, let's see if we can turn it. Okay. I wanted a custom microphone, right? But I didn't want it in the MV7. I got that guy over there sounding pretty good, right? It sounds good, but it just doesn't give me what the MV7 gives me. And so I ended up taking this mic over here and I said, what can I do to my SM7B to get a better mic? And so this is what I did. I went and found some people that do car wraps and stuff, and I just asked them how to do it. And so here's what I did. I took and I wrapped my microphone, okay? Because on the camera, you're not going to see all of the imperfections, but I did take time to precision, pretty much cut this. And, I used a heat gun and kind of got him on there, but I like the shot. So I have another paper that I'm going to do, and I'm going to wrap another one. And then I have another SM7B that my guys down the street from my house, they're going to powder coat it for me. And so that's just something that I do. And then when Camera Junkie sent me this shirt, when Camera Junkie sent me this, I'm like, ooh, check this out. It matches this, and I was determined to put the yellow lights on and put the gold on here so I can get all that done. So, Sammy, great question. You're asking me how to do it. So, how did you do that? If you're asking me. So, the other day I got a pod mic for $50. Hey, look, Sammy, you know what you're doing. So the plate on here, I took the back off, and I did a cutout, and I put the paper on here. And then I wrapped this. So I had to take everything off of here, and I just wrapped this, took some knife and cut it around here. Took the heat gun so it'll sit on there, and that's it. Mic is done. And so now I think that my mic looks as good, if not better, than Tina's mic. I'm done. I feel so much better. Okay, so I did get on and I did explain what I needed to explain with the camera, with the lens. Once again, let's go to the MV7. No, not the MV7. What the heck am I talking about? What the heck is this camera? zv-e10. Okay, this is the zv-e10. And the buttons, I did not actually talk about the buttons on here. So if you have a kit lens on it, you're actually gravy. Let's go over. Come here. Get over here. If you have a kit lens on here, you're gravy because you have the movie button. You don't need that. So right now it's filming. Your movie button works fine. Turns on and off. You have your C1 button, which you can program. And as Sammy was talking about, it puts the background blur on or not, the background defocus. The photo button, it'll take your snapshot. You just hit it and take a listen. Okay, it's not in camera mode, but it'll just take your shot right there. And then there's a lock button. So let me show you the lock button on here. One last thing. So here's your lock button. This lock button makes sure that you don't snap a picture. Come on into focus. Okay, the lock button here makes sure that you don't snap a picture when you don't want to. So you just take that, unarm it, you push the button and the movie, and then if you have a kit lens on there, you can take and zoom in and zoom out. Now for me, when I'm doing a shot that's pretty much I'm doing a movie or something like that, you just zoom in and out, put it where you want, and then you just start shooting. And again, for those people that need background, now here's the problem. This is an $800 lens. So I would look for Black Friday sale if you're waiting that long, but if you're in a rush to get it, pony up, go ahead and get the lens if you're doing a lot of work. I swear by it. I think it's one of the best lenses you can have in your kit. It's much lighter than the Sigma 16 millimeter. It's not as heavy because it doesn't have like the heavy glass in there. But because you can zoom, pull in, pull out, I think it's well worth the money. All right. I think I bored everybody enough. Thanks for joining me. Once again, let me show my Mr. Camera Junkie shirt. And yeah, Sammy, it is, I mean, it's going to run, but I mean, there we go. So again, look at that. That's at 11. Let's pull him on in. That's at 20 right there. But here's 11. And then here's pulling this camera all the way up to your chest right here. And if you're vlogging and you want to talk into the camera and have it close in your face, you can have it literally right here and have a full face shot. And I can look right in this lens, talk, I can get it close. I'm going to tell you another reason why this works. This works if you're somewhere that's noisy and you want to do your shot and you want to get the microphone as close to your face. If you don't have your cordless mic or something like that, or a wired mic, and you want to get this closer, and 11 is going to allow you to get this close. So let's show you how close I am on my face right now. Okay. Hey, zoom out there, buddy. Okay, this is how close I am on my face. Look at this distance right here. I'm literally like a hand away from the face. Thanks for the welcome and love. Hey, Dan, thank you, man. Look, we got to do something, man. And you can talk to me about that beard to get that beard right. Okay. Thank you, man. I'm getting ready to sign off. Richard, I see you. Mike Reed, my buddy, to everybody's on here. We'll talk later on this. I got some editing to do and get some footage up of using the zv-e10. And then I'm not even going to do a review on these legs and stuff. This was my review on the night. JJC, don't do it, people. Don't even waste your money. Great concept. This was a good thing. But for me, I actually want to throw this. It's trash. All right. I will holler at everybody later on. Sammy, I'm glad you got your camera, man. I look forward to seeing you with the camera on there. And it is out time for me because I'm crazy.
They say I'm crazy.
Yep. The way you got me open, baby. Yo.
They say I'm bugging. The way I'm time sweating your loving.
That's camera switcher from Ecamm. If you need to know how to do it, check it out on my videos. Here we go. They all sit and wonder why these feelings I cannot hide. It ain't a question of pride. Here we go. Sammy, you got the track right. White balance is off. I'm out.
They say I'm